Hey guys, welcome back to the first PokéBeach Battle of the Week. This is obviously the longer second half. Last time we left it at 4-all, where Salamence had just died to Life Orb Recoil, and I now have one set of spikes and one thing of Stealth Rock up. Of course, you can only have one Stealth Rock, so there you go. He goes to Machamp, and that crit outrage really kind of sucked because it meant that I pretty much had to sacrifice Fortress now. I mean, Fari at 50 something % would have been a very good save and I would have been able to go to Gyarados perfectly, but unfortunately not. I think I went with Earthquake just in case he decided to be tricky and sub, and that, didn't work out for Fortress, of course, but it did mean that I got a free turn to bring in Gyarados. And I went for Taunt in case he subbed and he Dynamic Punched, which was kind of annoying. I went for Waterfall and I didn't hit myself in Confusion because that was a running theme of this actually. But he went to Celebi, and because of the spikes and stuff as well, that was a hell of a lot of damage to have taken. I switched out, I think it was to Blissey or something, I can't remember what, but he recovers in this turn because of course he kinda has to recover. Oh fuck yeah, right, I've got Heatran, obviously. Yeah, pretty much knowing that he couldn't do anything to me with that, I just went for it, and it's a Tormentran, it's not, sub-explosion or anything, and I, for some reason, thought that I would be able to at least dent Blissey with, once it was tormented with, Lava Plume and stuff. I really don't know why, but I stayed in for a fair bit, so that was kind of silly, but it did show me that he had Thunder Wave, which meant I did need to be kind of careful on stuff. And he made a pretty good prediction there, not using S-Toss. I mean, yeah, he did very well against Tormentran, actually. But I subbed against the T-Wave because it was kind of obvious. I thought he might well have tried Soft Boiled or something stupid like that this time, so I did just Lava Plume, and that obviously meant my sub got broken. This is where the move with Breloom earlier paid off, because it meant I could take T-Wave and not actually be paralyzed because I had, already been poisoned. So that was my move here. He went for the S-Toss, and I believe I subbed the first turn, because I was expecting him to... No, that was later on. He, switched out the Spore. That, of course, meant that he was awake again, and Ironhead, broke the sub, but then he went to sleep. He overpredicted and expected me to have Focus Punch, but in this team I kind of don't have Focus Punch, and what he's typing here is he expected me to expect him to use Sub, but I didn't exactly think of Jirachi using Sub, actually. I thought it was either going to be Scarf or Carmine Wish, because they're generally the two best sets for Jirachi. But anyway, basically he's asleep. I switched in Gyarados as he went for, Celebi, which was kind of annoying. Grass Knot did a lot more than I thought, so that really sucked, because, Gyarados was my only real hope against Machamp, and to see it at half its health is not good. Blissey fight is kind of boring, I suppose, but I managed to get the Wish, which was okay, and his Blissey wakes up Jirachi, which was annoying. I knew he would T-Wave, so the obvious thing that I needed to do was go back to Breloom. Yeah, it was a bit of a waste of Wish, but it did mean that I could go for Spore again. And now, this is the one I was saying earlier. He used S-Toss as I subbed, and I basically went, right, well, if that's how it's going to be, then I'm going to heal with Leech Seed. So that was the case here. I just went straight for Leech Seed, subbed as he brought in Jirachi, and again he overpredicted because I hadn't shown him my actual attack yet, so he still expected Focus Punch. So I still didn't think of Sub, which was kind of weird. He went to Celebi because Celebi obviously fucks over Subseed Breloom. Heatran was obvious because of that. He recovered and I lava plumed rather than going for something stupid like Torment because it was just the better move to do. And that really helped because that then forced him to switch out to Blissey. And here is where you start seeing the massive damage that Spikes and Stealth Rock, even just one layer of Spikes, is gonna do. I mean, this forces him to use Soft Boiled this turn, and I considered what to do for a fair while because of that, and I ended up going to my own Blissey because I really wanted to get my Gyarados back up for Wish. So that's what I ended up doing. I was a bit worried that he was going to use T-Wave or just spam T-Wave until I actually, got to Gyarados, but he didn't. He went to Machamp. And this was good for me because this meant that I could go straight back to Gyarados, take very little damage, and the Wish really, really helped. Dynamic Punch is an ass though. It really, really sucks to have to take that so many times. But luckily, I never hit myself in confusion in this match. It's an absolute miracle not actually killing myself by confusion, but I get the taunt the first time. He continues to Dynamic Punch because I guess he expected taunt rather than, subbing up. But that was okay because I then took a really bold move here and went for the Dragon Dance. Don't ask me why I went for the Dragon Dance because I really don't know, but he was continuing to Dynamic Punch because in case I did break out of confusion, he wanted to place it straight back on me. I then go for Waterfall and it pulls off. Doesn't flinch him, but, that's fine by me because it worked. And for the 4th turn in a row, I didn't hit myself in confusion. And Machamp falls, which is pretty much the game right there. Now, I was breaking out of confusion this turn anyway. I was a bit naive as to what bulky Gyara could do, so I actually bounced this turn as he recovers. Retrospect speaking, that was not the best move to do. Really not the best move. It kind of worked, but I should have just Waterfalled. That would have been the game right there. Note to self, do a damage count next time before doing anything, with Gyarados and a 24% Celebi. But anyway, he goes to Jirachi to take the bounce. It doesn't take it very well. It's at 45%. Waterfall is easily going to kill it. I go for a second Dragon Dance here, I think, expecting recover. Yeah. And that means now I can one-shot it with bounce, which is what I go for. He knows, obviously, I'm going to bounce, so he goes for a Carmine, and I miss. That really shook me, because if I missed again, that was easily game for him rather than for me, which would have really fucking sucked. But it would have been my own fault had I lost it because of that, of course, but thankfully bounce did not miss, and, Waterfall is a swift one-hit KO on the 2 Pokés he has left. So, basically, Gyarados, despite me never really using it, Gyarados was the key thing in this match. Both of us lost our best assets in the Dragon types, very near the start, but with me having Spikes and Stealth Rock on the field, it really helped me to actually, punish him on switches, and thankfully I had one more weapon that I could use on him that he didn't on me. This has been gamercal. You've been watching the PokéBeach Battle of the Week, and join us next week when we have another one. See you guys.